If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home, when I'm
Good morning and welcome to the Darkmom Consortium for March the 30th, 2020. How's everyone doing today? I'm in Discord and let me put this out in chat here. Yeah, I can type this morning. So, off at Strike... No, where the heck am I at the moment? I'm in Strike Group SFMC, Squad 42's Starbase. I'm drinking coffee. My tune, of course, has much better self-control than I do, and doesn't need coffee at this hour of the morning. Filling up some of the fleet projects here. Since we've got so many people on stream these days, this is a great opportunity for us to get a lot of these projects done. If you're in Strike Group, you know that we've already got that maxed out, but there's a lot of other groups that, a lot of other fleets in the Armada that could use your help. And don't forget, you still get your fleet marks and your fleet credit by contributing to the projects in the SFMC, in Only the Best, in SWC, which I don't think is anything going at the moment, and Strike Group Ancillary. So I'm going to go ahead and get those up to speed so everybody can start contributing, since we've got so many people in. We are making some changes to the Armada. We're doing a little shifting. We've got some people who'd like to join us. So we are reorganizing, that's a nice way to put it, both the Federation and the KDF. In fact, let's go check that KDF right now, because we kicked ourselves out of the Armada and we're hoping to be starting our own Armada shortly. In case anybody's got a KDF fleet that needs a new home, we will have a new Alpha that would be Klingon Strike Group. And let's see what we've got here. That's not telling me what I need to know. Which tune is this? No, this tune should be able to see this stuff. Let's see the overview. 14 hours, and the Klingon Strike Group, Order of the Batleth, House of Redshirts, and Son of Mechleth will be out of Crimson Fubar, and we will be starting our own Armada. So if you are running a Klingon fleet and need a new home that emphasizes having fun, please join. Send me a note, or send any of our fleet admirals a note, and we will get you joined up. We are nice people. We don't put up with a lot of snobbiness, bad behavior. In other words, we expect you to behave like an adult, which I realize isn't what everybody does, but we do. Yeah, probably need to send out some messages to that effect. So let's see who's on this morning. I've noticed the mornings have been a little quieter now that things have quieted down. We have some regular players on. Phoenix Blue, I see you there. Harold, I see you. Tibby is out there. Hi, Tibby. But no one's out here. I think people are starting to settle into a routine. Now that your previous routine of years and years has been completely disrupted, there's new routines that are developing, including my trying to get this done in the morning before I go off and do my other stuff. Book number 2 is about half written. I'm hoping to get that finished by, I was going to say by the end of March, but that would be a heck of a lot of writing tonight. Let's go for April 15th, and that'll still give us time to get 2 other books out before Vegas, if Vegas happens. Good morning, Harold, again. I'm going to jump over here. So as I said, we're doing a little bit of restructuring here to our armada, but the KSG will remain the KSG. Now, people have been moaning and groaning and complaining that, as you'll notice, the Colony World projects are still at Tier 4. That's because people aren't contributing. What they're not contributing is dilithium, and I totally get that. Dilithium is dilithium. It takes time to get it. It takes time to process it. I've only got 420 marks here. Oh, good. Phew. I was going to say, I can't believe that. So one thing that people are forgetting is that if you're doing Admiralty, not Admiralty, Admiralty, yes, I'm going to be picky about that. When you are contributing to it and you go through the Klingon Empire, you're still going to get dilithium from the individual projects. It's just that your grand project is going to pay off in fleet dilithium vouchers. That's a great way for you to collect dilithium for yourself through the projects, and also then to get dilithium for the fleet without having to worry about the time it takes to refine it. So obviously, if you want to do that and get all the perks from that, focus on doing Admiralty. Now, if you're like those people who want the dilithium for yourself, pretty nervy, go through the Ferengi Alliance, because you wind up not with dilithium anymore, but with a dilithium pool. If you time it well and use your dilithium pool during those bonus weekends, you can definitely get a lot more for it. Or a lot faster at least, but it's a 50% match up to 30,000. So that means if you're collecting 60,000 lithium from your regular projects, this will match it with another 30,000, so you get 90,000 out of it. Nice little perquisite. And that's just lithium for you. If you're more concerned with doing stuff for your fleet, this is the way to go, which we're going to do right now. It's a good argument also for getting all your ships leveled up, which is something I will be working on this week when I'm not doing other stuff. And sadly, I do have other stuff. And then we have the really stupid ones in here. 10, 15, 15, 25, 35. Not a big deal. It's the ones where you get like 210 in psi. Why? Why would they do that to you? It takes up all of your good resources, and it might not be worth it. The other thing is, let me jump back here. Okay, that one does say 200, but you'll notice the actual event reward here is 2,000. So do kind of scan through them to make sure that you're getting everything that you're supposed to get out of it, and that you're not bypassing something because it doesn't obviously say that there's a reward for it. In other words, pay attention. But then I'm your mom, and of course I'm going to say things like that. And obviously there's things that are going to pay back with EC. For those of you who are complaining you don't have enough EC, there's a lot of ways to make EC. But again, the easiest way is pay attention. I need 7 more in the end there. When I was first doing this with a new tune and you don't have a lot of ships available, it's annoying. Because then you have to go back and look through your events. You have to look through all the things you've bought and bring them on one at a time. The way that they've switched it up now makes it so convenient that all your ships magically appear all at once. Very convenient. Now, Pi was telling me that as you're going through these, if you're seeing things you really don't want and you just want to get to those lithium ones, and you're like me and you've got a stack of pass tokens, use them to jump through to the things you really want. So here we've got one that's a special item. Who knows what special item is? It's probably nothing that's that special, and you have to think, do I want to spend 120 inside just for that? Probably not. Hence use your Phoenix Replica small craft. Hey, that's got to be coming up. In fact, that's got to be up in the next few days, right? April Fool's Day? Everyone knows what comes up on April Fool's Day, right? Hi, MC Wolfcat. How are you? I am in chat if you want to join me. I'm sorry, in Discord if you'd like to join me. So as I was saying, everybody does know what comes up with April Fool's Day, right? Nope. April Fool's Day is the artisanal audio, where the standard audio is still available, but then they've got the alternate audio track for all the effects. So your weapons, your beam ups, your notifications. You know how we always do wee woo? Well, that came out of April 1st. So enjoy it. We should also be getting Founders Day coming up on the 7th. Let's see if it's on the calendar yet. No, it's not. Let's switch over to April. Yeah, I'm not seeing the artisanals. Ooh, we've got a lithium weekend coming up shortly. And I don't see Founders Day. I think that's April 7th, isn't it? So hopefully they haven't forgotten those while they're working from home. That would be sad. Those are two fun events, and I'd hate to see them both disappear, even if it's just for this year. So let's jump back in. Klingon, we're doing that one. Do we want to give them 100,000 to lithium? Let's see what we've got. We've only got 544 on this tune, so we're not going to do that. But here it's only 50,000. I think we can give up 10% of our dilithium. Oh, 45,000. I'll take that. And yeah, we're having some lag issues. But it'll get fixed. I have great faith that everything that goes wrong will eventually get fixed. Oh, well, that was short. Let's go ahead and pick up one more since that one concluded really quickly. 20, 30, 45. Let's take that one. See if we've got anything with 18 up front. There we go. And yes, I'm doing home again. So I've done my morning endeavors, obviously. Figured everybody would be up and doing their own by this point. Let's jump over and see what else is going on. We've done a little SFMC. We've done a little bit of the Klingon side. I'm going to jump back over here to Starfleet Strike Group, our main armada for the Feds. And excuse me while I drink some Coke. Yeah, coffee. I haven't had Coca-Cola in forever. So as I said, everything here is maxed out, and yet people, I think, forget that all of these projects here, all of which need to lithium. Oh, someone needs something besides lithium. All of these projects will get you rewards, but hit the Armada too. So any of these 6 in here will repay you for any investments. Only the best, Strangers with Candy, and Strike Group Ancillary are all active. Perhaps not as active as they could be, but they're active. Let's see what we've got here. Well, here we've got enough to fill some of these up. And we're trying to keep these projects moving quickly so that people can donate to them and get your fleet credits and fleet marks. Now, if you're donating so that you can get a rank promotion, let me know, let Ed know, let DT know, Beardy, Ver, and Pi, and we'll still promote you through the ranks so that you're getting credits. So take a quick look here. And not a lot going on today. Wow, it's quiet. Let's take a look here. Let's see, we have 39 instances open, so we're looking at roughly 600 people opening or available in ESD. That's pretty dang good. It's not even that good usually during the big events. But we were looking at 50-some instances open the other day. So as I said, it looks like things are beginning to calm down. Now, can't speak for you guys, but I'm off from work for at least another 7 days. Some of the businesses here are reopening on the 7th, some are reopening on the 14th. Most of the restaurants are scheduled to reopen on the 7th. And in driving around yesterday, it was kind of deserted and depressing, because all the little things you do they're not on lockdown, but they're encouraging you to buy everything online, and if you really want to go out and pick it up, fine, otherwise they'll ship it to you. Which is good for some things, but need a new pair of shoes, hard to buy them online. You want to go out and look at fabric for a craft, really hard to guess at what you're looking at online. So kind of everything for me just has gone on hold and working on older projects, like finishing up the books, rewriting an old book, a real book that I wrote, working on a quilt I started forever ago. Just those little things. But hopefully, like my tunes, they're getting done. And speaking of tunes, I decided to finish up all of my storylines that I've never finished, which put me into Kethra. Kethra is my Riemann. And I think I started her for Delta. It's been a long time since I started her. Or it could have been a redo on Legacy of Romulus. But I never finished her going through all of the stories. So yesterday, I finished Delta Quadrant. And I'm sorry, that was bad the first time around. It's not any better now. It is a slog fest getting through all those missions. And even with them having put in a lot of the patrols in replacement for some of the original patrols that had been in it, and you guys may not be aware of the original patrols, but oh my god, they were horrible. They were just horrible. Going through, you do one section, you'd have to beam over to another section, you'd have to beam to another section, you'd have to beam to another section. And some of them, if you just weren't that well equipped for a ship, were just mind-numbing. For some people that got through all of Delta Quadrant in a matter of a day or so, it took me 4 days to get through it because I was going in with the Klingon side. There wasn't anybody in our fleet to team up with because everybody was doing the Federation side. And some of these things were just awful. And people are saying, well, go do Japori and level up. But if you were doing that on your own and you didn't have good equipment, that took forever. If you tried teaming up with pugs, well, they could be downright rude. I'm sorry, but some of those people out there are jerks. If you're a jerk, I apologize to you for calling you a jerk, but goodness gracious, learn how to behave. The good thing is, if you go through this, I've got a lot of these other ones already done that got picked up, as the event that was going on at the moment. So, the whole Stormbound Sunrise arc got done. A lot of these other ones got done, and I'm just having to go back and pick them up. Doomed to repeat. In fact, even with this one, I'm mostly done with Gamma Quadrant. Did a lot of Age of Discovery, and I don't think I did a lot of Jaula with this tune, just because I just don't enjoy Discovery. Sorry. Hey, Stargate Wars. Hi, how are you doing? Stargate Wars, you need to add something more to your name. Stargate Trek Wars? We need one more in there. Or Babylon Stargate Trek Wars. Just one more name. And we can hit all of them. Now, I don't know if anybody's been following Picard. I was chit-chatting with a friend of mine who enjoyed it to a point. But when they did the whole eyeball scene, he decided, nope. And I was going to kind of say, well, that's unfair to judge an entire series based on one gratuitously grisly scene, or torture porn as he called it. And then I remembered that I won't watch Game of Thrones for the same reason, so I guess that would be unfair of me to say, yeah, well, you should watch Picard because it's only one scene, when I won't watch Game of Thrones for the same reason. That said, I even tried reading Game of Thrones and didn't care for it for the same reason, but also because it was kind of vaguely reminiscent of the Berserker series by Fred Saberhagen, which I did prefer and came out a couple of decades before that, which is not accusing George R.R. Martin of copying it. It's not a copy. It's just the same genre, that same feel. And once is fine, twice, meh, not so much. I'm finding one thing very interesting, though, with everything being kind of shut down, that even television shows are kind of shut down. And I didn't understand that for a little bit till a couple of days ago. Most TV shows, though, are in production, and with everything being closed, they can't go into post-production, they can't continue filming, they can't do anything because of the issues going on. Production companies have shut down. People are worried about social distancing while the numbers are still climbing. But at the same time, it's been kind of nice. I woke up this morning and Animal Planet is spending the day doing a complete review of all of the Puppy Bowl series, which I'm enjoying. It's fun to watch puppies running around because I've only got 2 in the house. Another channel I was watching decided to redo all the Mission Impossible series, going back to the first one, which, if you ever watched that, is before Peter Graves. So holy moly, that goes back a ways. All right, this is Mom in the Morning. And yes, I know, it's boring. There's nothing much going on today. So let's go ahead and kill things. We're doing Terminal Expanse. Yes, I know, we've all done Terminal Expanse. And again, not my favorite story arc. Just because I don't get the whole terminal, sphere builders, all that stuff. Yeah, I'm going to skip all that. We've all seen it. All done it. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt.
This sphere isn't active yet. We need to neutralize it before the builders can create an expanse.
And maybe I have to watch this all over again to kind of get back into what it was. By the way, oh, okay, Tetrion Vengeance, we're good. This is my Tet build, which I've been revamping and updating lately to try and get a little bit better power out of it. Still hovering in the 29-39 DPS range. I'd really like to see if I can get this one up to 50. It's my Gemmy Vanguard ship. It is a Tet build, as I said. I think the next big thing on this one will be going over to a starbase that has got the vulnerability locators and vulnerability exploits, and adding those in lieu of the Tetrion pulse generators. This tune is not in the strike group. This tune is in strike group ancillary. So that fleet is not developed enough for me to be able to hit up the Spire for all the toys I want. And of course, every time I say that, somebody's like, hey, I'll invite you over. Well, I'm running a mission, or I'm doing a live stream, or something. So it's always like, yeah, I'll do it next time. And then I forget it until the next time I'm doing a live stream. I'm going, shoot, I need to get this done. My poor computer's going chuck. My hard drive is a little oversaturated at the moment. Didn't put on a huge hard drive because I have an external hard drive and move everything over. But at the moment I've got like 20 windows open from working on the book and working on my classes. Okay, where's 718? There he is. I thought this was going to be a character that was going to appear more in missions.
You're a long way.
That would have been interesting to have had him up here more. Heal crew. There's a crew member.
Thanks.
There's a crew member.
Thank you.
Where's my last crew member? Straight across. There he is. Or she is. It is. They are.
Thank you.
We could use some help putting out these fires.
Do you remember when you used to have a fire extinguisher and you'd have to equip it? Those were the good old days. No, those weren't the good old days. That was a pain in the butt.
Come over here after you put out the last fire.
Tabletop game Bab 5? I don't remember the tabletop game for Babylon 5 Stargate Wars. That's...
All right.
I have to say my tabletop gaming is limited. I do Warhammer. I've done a few others. I prefer Warhammer over most things. And it's not just because my son works for them. And of course, what did he give us for Christmas? He gave us new models, paints, cases, scenery.
I'll stay on the Yorktown to assist Admiral Garrett.
So I guess I've got to figure out a new army. I did get the Daughters of Khaine book, though. So I probably will have to do the new Daughters of Khaine figurines, which are pretty awesome. I do like Sisters of Battle, though. Going back a ways. The Adeptus Sororitas. I understand that they've finally started a line of doing the Sisters of Battle minis, but the few that I've seen I'm not that impressed with. versus Daughters of Khaine. I think they've done a nicer job with those. And I'm still waiting for the day that they have a Caiaphas Khaine mini. That would be awesome. I like Caiaphas Khaine. In fact, I like Caiaphas Khaine so much that in one of my fanfics, and I write Stow fanfics, I'm not going to tell you what it's about, but yeah, Caiaphas Khaine makes an appearance. In fact, they all make an appearance. Okay, so that's something else I probably should be doing today instead of just sitting around the house playing Star Trek Online. I think I may have misset my targeting here. I redid all my targeting when I was experimenting with how to do better targeting for the book. And I'm not sure I set it back to my old defaults. I'm going to guess that I didn't. Oh, Battlefleet Gothic. Okay. Good morning, Paragon Gaming. Yeah, Battlefleet Gothic was fun. I'm not blown away with the new air games that they've got. I don't know if you've seen them, but they've got basically modern age or relatively modern age flight games. So you are doing air battles. That's not my personal cup of tea. And I will say that we haven't done a lot with that. Since I haven't been going down to visit my son as much lately, well, with all this sickness going on and they're closed and he doesn't want me traveling, because he's a compassionate young man and doesn't want his elderly mom getting out there. Translation, he doesn't want to clean his apartment because every time I come by it's like, would you clean? You know, I can clean for you. All right, I won't clean for you, but you could clean your apartment, and I'm sure he doesn't want to hear that. Hey, I'm a mom. Of course that's what I'm going to talk about.
You, the Tutati on, yes.
Something is...
And I probably should finish my minis before I go back to visit him, so at least we can play a decent game. But as I was saying, I really haven't gotten into the new games that they've had. Though, they have a new one. Basically, it's football with your warriors, and I can't remember the name of it. Blood Bowl. I have not started playing that one. They did come up with an attenuated board game, you know, where you can play a quicker version. Call it Warhammer Light, which I really enjoyed. Mostly because by the time I get there, it's late Saturday evening. Guys had to work until 8 p.m. and playing a 3-hour game after they get home from work. 8 p.m., eat dinner. It's 10 p.m. I don't want to settle down for a good 6-hour game of Warhammer. That's a Sunday thing. And I'm not good at it either. Oh, okay, you like Blood Bowl? Alrighty. Oh, Stargate Wars. Cool. So your friends in HQ, are they HQ in England? They HQ in the States here? I have been to Forge World and, of course, to Bugman's when I was in England. I was staying in London with a friend for a couple of weeks while we were doing our theater week. But we're good enough friends that we can go off and do our own thing for a few days. So I went up to Nottingham and went to Forge World and did the museum, which was a little picked over because they were doing a shoot for a new magazine issue coming out. So a lot of the cool armies were off the museum. But Bugman's was cool. I did not haul my army with because that would have been a pain in the butt. When you're going away for 3 weeks, you tend to take way too much luggage in the first place.
Sphere builder ships inbound.
And hauling an army with would have been just another pain. If we do Las Vegas, I have so much stuff to haul this time, I'm actually going to drive to Vegas. So if you live between Chicago and Vegas and you want to visit, let me know. I'll meet you for coffee someplace. I do remember the first time playing through on this, it wasn't as easy as it is with this ship, so thank you all for helping me with my build. Okay, so we put 3 little teeny tiny bombs in there and it's going to blow up an entire sphere. That's a heck of an explosive device. The sphere is neutralized in the sense that it doesn't exist anymore. Good morning, Abda. Good morning, Marksman. How's everybody doing? UK, oh, Stargate Wars, that is awesome. As I said, I enjoyed getting out to Nottingham. I was chatting with my son, explaining that once everything stabilizes and he gets some vacation, we ought to take a trip back there. His last trip to Europe, he spent 3 days up in Nottingham while I was in London with my friends. And then we went to France, and he got to go over to another Warhammer store. We were going to Warhammer stores throughout Europe. But he got the job after that, so I guess it helped. At least they knew he was serious. Let's see, we have to hail Daniels. Are we done with this one? Okay, we are done with that one. What shall we get out of this? Kelvin Timeline Batleth or a bunch of stuff? We'll go with Kelvin Timeline Batleth. Just for the novelty's sake. And no, we are not going to start in with our Discovery ones today. Holy moly. Stargate Wars says, I memorized the whole 2004 Space Marine Codex that was being shown off at an event in Nottingham, which was on A4 paper. Holy moly. That's amazing. I've loved their codexes. I'm happy that they're revamping them, but they do such a nice job of explaining not only the technical details, but also some of the story that goes behind it. Though I'm a huge fan of the Black Library, I love the stories behind it. To some extent, some are better written than others. I started reading Age of Sigmar books too recently. Good morning, BTD Fighter. How are you today? So as I was saying, I started to read the Age of Sigmar books, and for me it gets a little bit too much back towards the Berserker Game of Thrones type of books that aren't my cup of tea as much as Warhammer 40k is. But I am really loving the God, what's his name? Brian Blessed has been doing some voice work for some of the stories in Age of Sigmar. Totally losing track on what the name is. BTD Fighter, you have school in 30 minutes? Are you going to school or are you doing an online class? Yeah, my online class doesn't start till 10 this morning. I decided to pick up some classes because I'm not doing anything else. No, that's so not true. I'm doing a lot of other stuff. But what the heck? I'm home. I can use this stuff for my work. I might as well take advantage of it. Speaking of Warhammer, apparently they've got everybody on hiatus, but they're making them do studies, which is great. Use that time to their advantage. Well, 8 a.m. your time zone and 30 minutes would also be 8 a.m. in my time zone. So you're somewhere in the Midwest or South America. I'm not sure which one. Hey, Phoenix Blue. Hi, hi, hi. You're in Florida. Oof, nice. It's not raining and it's not snowy up here in Chicago today, so yay for you being in Florida. It's got to be better than it is here. We do have a few fleet mates in Florida, and I'm wishing everybody well wherever you are. I know people are saying stay in, There's nothing wrong with going out, folks. Just make sure that if you're going out, you maintain your social distance. So hit the forest preserves. Nice hikes with your doggies. If you don't have a doggy and need to walk one, please let me know. My dogs need a hike. 2 days of being cooped up with it raining outside. They were sitting out in the rain yesterday because they're idiots. I love my dogs, but they are such idiots sometimes. They're standing at the door. There's a dog door. They're crying to come in. There's a dog door. All they have to do is walk through the door. They know this. And they're still outside in the rain. My dogs are idiots. Stargate Wars, that is impressive. Online classes depends on if they're interactive classes or if they are asynchronous classes. The class I'm taking for the next 4 days is a synchronous class. That means we will be interacting with them, so it's going to be either on Zoom or Skype, probably on Zoom because there's 30 people in it. And that's not bad. I don't enjoy them tremendously when they are synchronous classes because usually the person who's giving the class isn't paying strict attention to what's going on in their chats. Like I don't pay strict attention to what goes in chat either. And that slows down things if they are, but if they're not and there's a question, sometimes we get back to it way later. Yeah, Stargate Wars, my son's roommate is a person like you who knows every rule, and then in a lot of ways he's like some of my fleet mates and knows how to apply the rules. So he will come into a game, and if luck goes with him, he will trounce everybody. If luck doesn't go with him, he'll only suffer minor damage because he has his army set up beautifully. And again, I'm jealous. You guys are too cool. Way too cool. All right, let's see where we're at. So that would have been Iconian Wars. Did that finish up? Done with Iconian Wars. Yesterday's War. We are done with that. Future Proof. Next one is Time and Tides. Let's transwarp to Time and Tide. And I may well have played this one as well. But since it's showing up as being one that I need to hail, I'll do that. So out of curiosity, BTD Fighter, what class are you taking online? By the way, if you ever get the option to take things like an accounting class, not a finance class, but an accounting class where you have to work with somebody else's spreadsheets in real time, it is a pain in the butt.
Well, what does the
Okay.
future hold?
I was having to download our instructor's Excel spreadsheet in basically a Google Docs before Google Docs was Google Docs. And then write answers to things, put them into the cells, and then return them to her, and then she'd have to re-download them to see the answers. Multiply this times 30. We were getting responses weeks after the classes were done.
It's a pleasure to see you.
So you weren't learning
Are
anything.
you ready to visit?
Fortunately, I'd already done the work in real life long before this. So I obviously passed the class, but it was one of those that taught me that some classes just can't be done well online. Let's see. Yeah, the temporal guy is a pain in the butt. When Babylon 5 Call Storm Tabletop was released by Mongoose Publishing, I memorized the rules while walking home, which was a 45-minute walk, since back then I walked a lot more. Wow, you do have a great memory. Back when I was young and innocent.
Since you're from
Okay, when I was young. I was never innocent. I also had a really good memory, but that kind of faded with time.
Welcome, gentle Oh, perhaps
Maybe that's one of the things about being online all the time is I rely on having my resources at hand and don't bother to memorize. Or maybe it's just getting older and memory's failing.
Attention all guests. The main hall is now open.
Maybe it's like my hard drive. It's just overloaded and doesn't do as good of a job anymore. Getting old sucks sometimes.
Well.
Okay, this is is one thing I don't enjoy in these missions is you have to go around and chat with everybody, and that's fine, but it seems to be kind of pointless. It's like it's a stall rather than progressing the storyline. So I'll have to talk with everybody in this row. Then I think I have to go and talk with everybody in the next row. Is that correct? It's been a while.
Please take your seats.
It's like at the end of the DS9 arc, Victory is Life. You have to go back and you have to run around DS9 and talk to everybody.
Representatives from dozens
Big
of
room for
species
so
have
few
gathered
people.
to witness this historic
Oh, and I have to watch this one. Ah, please make cutscenes skippable. Please, please, please make cutscenes skippable.
Of course, this is largely ceremonial. The negotiation. Wait, there is some kind of disturbance.
It's the Nephilim.
Oppression will not stand. The time stream shall be free. We will liberate the galaxy from the tyranny of the temporal accords. We shall wipe the stain of the Federation from history.
Quick, get the delegates to safety. The Khaine are taking the delegates hostage.
Hey, I'm back to real life. Oof. Yeah, absolutely. I buy the codexes too. Well, okay, my son gives me the codexes, but he buys them. Since he does not believe that you should give away things for free when it could be for his store. So good on him. Now, I don't mind buying this stuff since it's good for him too. Good for the game. It's good for them. It's good for us.
Watch out! More Khaine beaming in!
I need to reset this for the ground stuff. I'm getting tired of not having a lot of ground stuff. Yes, I know. I could just go and do that. I probably will this afternoon.
We need to save those delegates.
Alright, let's go defeat Khaine in the hall. Oh, sorry, wrong hall. This hall. I thought they meant that hall. My bad. I would have called this conference room, but I suppose that takes up too much space. Stop running away. I want to hit you.
Can anybody hear us? The Khaine are holding us hostage in the
But I know I have to reset all my ground stuff because we've played minor instabilities twice now. It did not go well.
The Khaine are holding
It so did not go well. Twice in a row was just awful.
Hang on, we're on our way.
I think I took 21 types of damage or 28 types of damage.
Resist, and your safety cannot be guaranteed.
And it was on advanced, not elite. I mean, we've done elite and had no problems with, well, had some problems, but nothing like this. I swear they ramped it up to make it more difficult during this bad time, so we all have to focus more on our ground battles. So Stargate Wars, are you playing any army at the moment in particular, or are you still Space Wolves? I will say I like the models for Age of Sigmar a lot. They've done a great job with that. But when it comes to the armies and to gameplay, I still like 40k better. Certainly for the books, I like 40k better. So I gotta think back here. Have they done any really big maps like this one in any of the recent stories. After Victory is Live, it seems, and I could be wrong, and please feel free to correct me, that there's been smaller maps like ship maps and smaller world maps. Maybe that's just me and I'm not remembering correctly. I kind of like size ships just because they're a challenge. As I tell my students, hey, if it was easy, anyone could do it. But that doesn't mean that, yeah, there does seem to be some disparity in the builds. Or in the ship designs, rather.
I shall live.
This wasn't supposed to happen.
And let's beam up. Oh yeah, this battle.
I won't abide it. All ships fire at will. Leave no survivors.
Suppose I could throw the anti-time entanglement at them, which would be funny. Or at least ironic, if not funny.
Wait, I recognize that ship.
Yes, this is with the Bellum RCS on it, so my turn rate is better than it was, but it's still not great. Not great. And I like this ship a lot, but that's one of my complaints. I probably should switch back to my Atros, though, and work on that build once I've got this one up to speed. Then I need to rebuild my Astika. I have work to do. Unfortunately, it's not work I get paid for. But you guys could solve that. You could all send me... I was listening to, I think it was Logic yesterday, who said, hey, if everybody were to send him for Patreon $2 a month, he wouldn't have to worry about the financing to keep doing his stream. But then again, he's got like 10,000 or 20,000 or 40,000 subscribers. Versus we have about 30, so if each of you would send me $2,000, I could just stay at home and work on my Star Trek Online stuff. And we'd all be happy, except you guys would be out $2,000 and probably not that happy. But it's always worth a try. All right, let's answer the hail. Here we go. Little evasive maneuvers to get up there quick. So someone was complaining, I don't think we were in a game, but when I was playing with them the other day, that the destroyers that are sending out the, I can't remember the name for it, duplicate signal? Bang, 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 we'll go that way. The distortion. That they weren't able to target them. Is anybody else having that issue where they can't target the disruption? Let me try something if that appears again. Dark Angels, yes, definitely love Dark Angels. Okay, gotta be here someplace. There you are. Okay. So I'm gonna try something here. If they do distortion, I want to see if I can auto-target it, because I can manually target, no problems. Nope, no disruption
Got the
here.
Krenim on the run over here. Stay focused on the array.
Let's see. There we go. Okay. No, it'll go if you tab through. Okay. So you can target it through tabbing. Let's see if I can get one more and see if I can target it just through firing.
We've cleared out most of the Krenim ships. Engaging Anoraks now. The more the merrier.
The Anoraks. So I'll look at a distortion here to test that out. But I'm not having an issue with the targeting on that. If anybody else is, let me know. Not that I can do anything about it, I'm just curious. Okay, let's see if anti-time works on it. Ooh, anti-time works just fine on the Anoraks. Yeah, get you down to 2% and you leave. Ha! I don't think so.
You are cleared for docking.
Welcome back, North.
Let's jump back to chat for a moment. Okay, where are we going down there? Oh.
Oh, come now, you can read.
Like I said, trees. He was working on the Anoraks. Wait a minute. It looks like he was accessing the launch protocols and docking plan.
Okay, so we know we have to come back and heal her, right? Why don't we do that first? But no. We get to go do this first. Disarm the bombs. And nobody else goes to help her either. You guys are inconsiderate jerks. Got one of your own down, and you don't go to help her. Where is she? There she is. Okay, pet peeve. Has anybody been playing Hearts and Mind lately and noticing that the body that's supposed to be dead on the slab in that first scene or second scene after you get through the locking mechanism is twitching? That is one not very dead Cybok.
Please input your selection.
Personal logs.
Personal log. Personal.
What the? We're under attack!
Noi has returned.
Let's beam up. Marksman, take care. And yeah, everybody is just kind of hightailing it around that.
I have been as old, buddy.
This is Walker.
Well, one thing I should be working on right now that I'm not is when we found out that Foundry was going down, we started playing as many of the missions as we could and demo recording them and recording them in OBS. And we're hoping to be able to edit them together with the dialogue from it done as voiceovers. So I've got some work to do on that one. So you're all contributing $10,000 each to my life would allow me to work on that full time. You notice how it's gone from $2,000 each to $10,000 each? Figure if I'm going to fantasize, I should fantasize big time, right? Right. Then again, maybe I won the lottery this weekend, and none of this is necessary. I mean, somebody's got to win it eventually. Why not be me? Don't worry, it'll all come along for the fun. I do not need crazy things in life. Don't need a bigger house. Well, I do need a bigger house, but not a bigger house, just a little bit bigger house. And a better fence in the backyard. Because my dog is figuring out how to get over the fence, and once she does that, she likes to run, and we have busy streets. Now let's take out the battleship first. So here's the question. Do you like to take out the big ships first? Do you like to take out the minions first? Dag nabbit. Oh, and look at my poor pets. They're all messed up. Okay, if we're in a temporal distortion, how can I accelerate on them? I mean, shouldn't we all be moving at the same speed? All right. Oh, I love this. It tells you to leave, but you can't leave. Let's try that again. All right. Let's see what we get for that one. Time and Tide. So we have our choice of... Ooh, all of the... No, one of these? You only get to pick one of them? That bites. Okay, do we care about chronometric polarons? Do we need this whole set? What do you guys think? Harold, I don't think they're going to bring back the Foundry because writing the code is too much of a challenge. The Admiralty bundle isn't bad. Okay, I will pick up the Admiralty bundle. So my argument with minions first is, if you go into martial arts, and I know a lot of you do martial arts, if you have X amount of energy, which is all you have, would you take out the leader first, or would you take out the minions first? I tend to aim on the leader first, because a lot of times the minions will fail if they don't have their leader. This is talking about human beings, not ships. If you take out the minions, you waste a lot of your energy, and you still have to do the big boss. Okay, we're going to start with the Admiralty bundle. Come on, guys, or is this already up? Reward. There we go. Let's see what that is. One-time use Admiralty ship and 2 pass tokens? That's a one-time use Admiralty ship. Let's see if I've already got the pass stick, because if I do, then this is unnecessary. So let me jump out of here, go into here. I'm seeing the pass stick there. Let's see who's in maintenance at the moment. It looks like I don't have it. Ship roster. Okay, we will go ahead and take that one. Good call, everybody.
Noi, a traitor? Unexpected, to be sure.
All right. Nope, I took the Admiralty bundle, Phoenix Blue. Elite Dangerous, yeah, I would go for the minions first, too. Okay, so the consensus is in real life, take out your leader first, and game, take out your minions first. Nicely done. All right, everybody, I'm going to head out for a little bit. I know some of you have got classes to go to. Go to class. And I have to get ready for my class, and I just found out somebody wants me to take her to the grocery store, which I don't want to do. It's a nice day. It's sunny. It's not that cold. The grass is green, which means my nose is going to be running in about 15 minutes. I have allergies to the grass when it first comes up. So, hey, thanks, everybody. There's 14 people out there watching. I appreciate each and every one of you being here. Please take care of yourselves. Stay healthy. If you do manage to get sick, stay in your house. Don't give it to anybody else. Try and sequester yourself from the rest of the family. Use delivery. And if you've got the money and can support your local businesses by using delivery services for food, groceries, restaurant stuff, please do. Running a small business that's had to close because of this is really hard. I'm one of those people. I don't know that I will be able to reopen once everything's done. I just don't know if my customers will come back. So please support your local companies. Take care of yourselves. We will be back on tonight. We'll be live streaming this evening. So everyone take care of yourselves. Have a great evening, and we'll see you later.